Hello, and welcome to episode 103 of the Wee Podcast. It is Clark Hero Phil.
Hello.
You look confused.
103.
Yeah, it's
1.0.3 FM.
So,
So we're now just a podcast radio show.
in this week's episode of part one,
There's a lot of squeaky going on.
yeah, part one,
Throughout the entire episode.
the seat is fixed, and we're gonna look at spoilers. What is wrong with the seat?
I don't know.
We're gonna-
I'm going to have to get like some WD Mc40 on it.
So we're gonna look at spoilers as I sit really still. So there's gonna be 17 of them read out. So this is your first warning. I'm gonna warn you one more time before we start, and that's gonna be it. So
Yeah, pay attention.
if there's something you don't want to know or whatever, some of them are fairly recent, but most of them are from.
Well,
I'd say-
they're all named, I think, beforehand.
Yeah,
so
like you'll sort of see what we're going.
yeah,
on
like,
with.
oh no.
Part two, we're looking at our what's trending. A couple of things this week. Certainly some things we've touched on before.
Yep.
So keep an ear out for those. That makes no sense
Can you
if I say
imagine?
and then part three, it is short this week. And you'll understand why once you get there, and that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Oh, naughty, Clarky.
But yeah, folks, we hope you enjoy this one. So here we go. I'm gonna start this episode off with another warning. We've just done one in the intro, but another warning. There are going to be 17 spoilers I'm going to go through here. Everybody hates a spoiler, but I'm going to read 17 of the most major spoilers that potentially were broken to you, or you accidentally broke to someone else, or maybe maliciously. I don't know.
Genuinely hope my one isn't in there and that I broke to someone else. 'Cause if it is, I will be very, very sad.
Mine is. Very first one.
Oh dear. Is it a Star Wars film?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No. So, I suppose I'll start off. What is your spoiler that you accidentally gave to someone, or maybe you did it on purpose? What is your
I didn't
spoiler?
do it on purpose.
Okay.
I would never do that.
I did it. I did mine by accident too.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
not that type of guy that goes and
Yeah.
spoils things for people. Mine was on a game, so I don't think it's on the list.
No, it isn't.
Oh, thank Christ for that. No, it was about COD 4, and I said someone had died in it.
Wasn't it a price thing? Was it Ghost?
No, it wasn't. It was Gaz gets killed at the thing, and it was a friend of mine's favorite character. I didn't know that they didn't finish the campaign.
Well, that's our fault when I finished the campaign.
It was that day.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Pretty
How
awful.
did they
like-
take that? How did that?
Oh, not well
Really?
at all. I was like, oh, it's really bad that Gaz died at the end. He was like, what? I was like,
Kaz with a C.
the cat from the shop. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, so he wasn't best pleased.
Worst spoilers are being given to you.
In a game again.
Okay.
Thankfully, all mine are that aren't films because I would kill if anyone spoiled the film for me.
Okay.
It was whenever Dom died in Gears of War.
Right.
That was horrible because whenever it came out, I played the first mission of the campaign, and obviously that's not the time he dies.
Yeah.
And
No.
I was gonna go back to it, but again, it's karma because I didn't ask. But this is like 4 years afterwards. Well, it's not really. It's quite a long time afterwards, and I didn't ask obviously the first time whenever I spoiled it for someone. So sort of is karma that someone would spoil it for me.
I can't really think the worst ones that have been given to me. I mean,
It was horrible because I was really invested in Dom. Like he was just an
Oh.
unreal character. Like Marcus and Dom were like the dynamic duo for me for Gears of War. They were unreal, and yeah, it was horrendous. I hated it.
In fact, I'll tell you what the most annoying one I've ever seen is. It really pissed me off when, I won't mention any like actual names or anything because maybe some people don't really know, but they'll know what I'm talking about. Whenever you find out that Daenerys' dragon comes back to life,
Okay.
so basically it becomes a White Walker.
Oh.
They pull it out of the water and he touches it. Night King touches it, and Rhaegal, I think, is the dragon. It's literally just been killed. And then he pulls it out and turns it into a White Walker.
Oh.
Well, raises it from the dead.
Who told you that? Someone.
It was on. Remember those stages? I would like religiously say in the chat, "I will not be on Twitter. I will not be on anything." It was after that. because I went on Twitter and it was posted on one of those American news sites. So I'd seen it like 3 a.m. our time. I obviously wasn't staying awake for that. And I remember somebody got in an argument with me one time over it on Twitter, as they do. I sort of said, like, why can't they just wait until everyone's seen it? Like, why do you have to be the first person to post a review? You know? And he was just like, I said, it's literally not on at a reasonable time here. It is, it's on at 3 a.m. I was like, I said reasonably, you fucking idiot. Excuse my language. It really triggered me, like.
Yeah.
And he just didn't reply. I was just like, it's on at 3 a.m. It's not reasonable.
I don't think any time after 10 o'clock is a reasonable time, to be fair.
Well, see, if it was on like from like 10 to 11, fair enough. But then I do start to think anything after midnight, for anybody that has a job at like 9 a.m, 7 a.m, 8 a.m, I don't know why I went in that order, but like, if they have a job that starts any time at that, they're probably up way too early to stay awake and watch it.
Yeah.
Now, fair enough, maybe somebody that like has a night shift and they come home at 2, then yeah, fair enough, stay out and watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But like, there's no feasible way, or no reasonable way, I should probably say, that somebody that is, you know, like a 9 to 5 Joe, like, is gonna stay up to 4 a.m. because that's what time it'll be over. It won't be over at 3, it's over at 4 a.m. You know, they'll probably be awake 3 hours later.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly,
that was the worst one I ever got given, and that just really annoyed me, you know, because I was like, that would have been class. That would have been really cool. I did almost get another one in Game of Thrones. At the end of season 7, the wall gets destroyed by that dragon. And people have been posting about the wall, and it was all around the same time. Trump was like, wall, wall, wall.
Oh no.
So like, I was sort of looking at it going like,
rebuild the wall.
No, that's literally what it was. It was saying
Really?
rebuild the wall, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? And then whenever I watched Game of Thrones, I was like, that was close. Really close.
Oh, I'd be raging.
Because how were you to know what to take out of,
True.
you know you can block words and stuff.
See, that's the thing, even on Twitter, sometimes like I block loads of things, but sometimes something gets through.
It does.
And it's so annoying.
It can just be really cryptic,
But
or
no
be a
one's
picture, or...
But no one's going to go, obviously you don't know, you're not going to like put the word wall in your blocked ones, because obviously you don't know
I
yet.
have no idea.
You just put it in Game of Thrones, but sometimes someone could just say about rebuilding the wall and then hashtag something else. It's just a pain in the ass.
So
I'm scared about these.
Brings me to my worst ever spoiler that I accidentally gave someone.
Oh yes, right now.
So the Half-Blood Prince had come out as the book. So no one had any prior knowledge as to what happened in this book. And I was talking to someone who I actually bought the book with.
Right.
We were in Tesco together. It was in Scotland. It was away on like a trip or something. I can't remember exactly what for, but it was a group anyway, and we were all, I was maybe 11. Yeah, I don't remember what year it came out. 11, 12-ish. Maybe younger. But anyway, she was slightly older. Maybe 3 years older, 14 maybe. And anyway, I was obviously a faster reader than she was. And we were talking about it, and I just said, completely without thinking, were you surprised when Dumbledore died? And she went, what? And I instantly went, oh shit. Like, I was like, oh my god, you haven't got that far. It did not hit me that people would not be at the same point I was in that book.
Oh, dear.
But like, as I say, no one had any idea that was even a thing, because there was no book before the movie.
Yeah.
You know, like, people had gone in the movie shocked, like, read a book. But like, no one had any idea. You know, it was a real big, like, ooh moment. But that is the first spoiler. Now, obviously, not only does Dumbledore die, but Snape is the one that kills him. So, and they'd also planned the whole thing.
Yeah.
So basically, that was the first one, you know, that was a big movie, sort of, if you said that, you know, or book spoiler even.
Yeah, true.
So this one was spoiled for me as well, but I wouldn't put it down as like
a big one.
A big one, yeah. So US office, when Jim and Pam get married finally, I was only on season like 2 or 3. Whenever I tweeted, somebody tweeted like, Jim and Pam, my favorite couple, and I replied being like, yeah, you know, only just really got into this, but you know, all for it. Like, and she replied, no word of a lie, just wait until you see their wedding. And I was like, no, I literally was just like, oh, what? Like, I was like, what? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
I've literally just said, literally just got into this. But anyway, that is another, obviously, for me, again, I was sort of like, I mean, I'm not massively surprised, but it was at the point where he was with whoever Rashida Jones played.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name.
I know.
But that's her real name, which is, I suppose, the main thing.
Yeah.
But
what do you think's worse though, TV spoilers or film spoilers? I would go TV just because if you're like in 7 seasons of this show,
yeah,
and you haven't watched
Yeah.
some episodes, and someone's like, ha, look at it, or someone dies, like someone gets married, someone gets broken up, something else happens, like, oh, that's grim.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
whereas in a film, you're like, well,
I mean, I wasn't on a massive journey here, but if I suppose if somebody was to ring me up tomorrow,
if it was a sequel or a prequel, maybe.
If someone ruined Star Wars for me right now,
Oh, the last
I'd
one.
probably do Time.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like,
well, I was like that last time whenever that UFC fighter, which shall be named
oh yeah,
a prick.
yeah.
I'm not gonna mention
What
his
did he
name.
tweet?
He just says that Luke Skywalker dies.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was that?
Not gonna say. I know who it was, but he just does not deserve anyone to say his name.
Does his name end in itch?
No.
Okay, then I don't remember who.
That's Steve Miocic, you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
No.
Anyway.
It ends in Tun, so.
Nope.
Yeah.
Bellington? Nope. No. Okay. I don't know why I guessed that. This one
Chester.
I haven't seen, so this has sort of spoiled it for me reading it.
Oh! Why would you do you want me to read it?
I've already read it.
Oh, right.
So, have you ever seen The Fault in Our Stars?
No. That's the one with the. Is she got an illness? Is it?
They're both sick. So
Okay.
it's
then.
him and someone else. So it's a girl called Hazel and Gus.
Okay.
Gus dies.
Oh. And
So-
Hazel doesn't.
No, she does not.
Oh.
So Augustus Waters, dies. Some block capitals here. I had no idea that was the case. I haven't watched that film. I think it was quite sad. So
Yeah, that's the problem. There's sometimes when you see like even on Netflix, obviously it's not the cover of a DVD or whatever, but you see it and you're like, no. But there's sometimes you do want to watch a sad film, and that certainly will never be the case for that one. Now.
sounds very sad. Yeah.
So-
But Rachel watched it and didn't think it was that good.
Oh, well then.
Because she read the book and was like, it's far better.
Yeah.
So there you are. Again,
What if he dies in the book as
everyone
well?
will know this. So Rachel and Ross end up together and friends.
Do they?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So after years of back and forth, it says here Rachel finally gets off the plane. Now, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
anybody that didn't see that coming, like, that was always going to happen. But then, see Ross's storylines in that, where he ends up like almost getting married like 40 times.
I
Like,
know, it's
come
so
on, like,
unrealistic. I know.
like, it's like, did you ever watch the end of Big Bang Theory?
I watched the speech bit.
Okay, so you know what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously, if you watch the run up to that, like the actual whole season, it sort of does the usual, like sort of like follows the story in like a up down sort of way. So like it'll do a whole part of an episode on it, and then the next episode might not really have that much. It's really good. Like the build up to that is really really nice.
Yeah.
You know, like the way it's done, and it sort of brings Sheldon on like a path, on the way along, and
It's like a full circle type of thing, is it?
yeah, well, the whole series, like if you go from season 1 to 12 or whatever it is, like it is basically Sheldon's journey from what he was in season 1, episode 1 to what he is
now.
in the end.
Yeah.
It's a nice ending too. It's nice the way it's all done. It's really really good.
It's good that they've ended it well, though.
It's on Netflix if you ever get a chance. But yeah, one of those that I personally, maybe slightly controversially, prefer the Big Bang Theory to Friends anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, Friends is alright. It's not really much of a thing for me. It doesn't really do much for me, really.
I mean, I think Joey's funny. Chandler's the funniest.
I think the only two I actually like are probably Chandler and Joey.
I don't mind Ross, but and Phoebe, yeah, she's okay. I think
I don't really
Rachel's really annoying.
I don't really like
So,
any other character apart from those two, to be honest.
But in Big Bang Theory, there's not any character. I'm like, yeah, you sort of annoy me. Like even like Stuart, whenever he comes into it a bit more at the end, he's so funny.
he was annoying. He was annoying at the beginning.
It's the way he was done. Like,
Yeah.
he changed his character changes throughout the series, but by the end, he is genuinely quite funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the next spoiler, Fight Club. Tyler Durden doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I knew this before watching this film.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, basically, anyone that doesn't know, Brad Pitt's character doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
So whenever you see any of that happening,
Bit of a
it's
weird
Edward
trip.
Norton doing that to himself.
Yeah.
Basically the whole time.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird trip whenever you watch it and then find that out. You're like, ha, okay.
because people like call him like Tyler and stuff, and you're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
But like, as I say, I already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really a.
But like the weird thing in the
surprise.
Joker as well, though, isn't it? That's the where he
Yeah, I know what
his
you're saying.
meetings with other people didn't actually happen.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Because you think it's actually happening.
Yeah. Why I sort of caught
you
on.
have
You
that
have your
suspicion.
doubts. Like I think after watching like the Fight Club and stuff, like.
But the bit where like she offered him a coffee, I was like, that could be real. But because he just says, yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
But it was, you know,
Even whenever he's talking to her at the news agents, and he's just
that
like,
to me was the fakest part.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
But yeah, very similar in that Edward Norton's basically talking to himself. Fight Club, by the way, thoroughly enjoyed it. So anybody who hasn't seen it, I'd recommend.
Again,
I know you're on a bit of
Brad Pitt's he's just the. He's just meh. He's just.
But Edward Norton's very good in that film.
I love Edward Norton. Oh, what do you think, Ruffalo or Norton for Hulk?
Ruffalo.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I just like Norton was
Different.
Yeah, it wasn't the type of Hulk I'm cool with.
Yeah.
So this one's not a surprise. Film's like a long time ago. One person fit in the Titanic raft, and it wasn't Jack. So Jack dies at the end of Titanic.
Wait, what?
So,
dun, dun, dun.
but obviously that's not a surprise, really. I'm pretty sure everyone knew that. But you know, for anyone that didn't, well,
I seen a horrible joke about that as well. I don't think it was intentionally meant to be a joke,
right?
but you can probably see where it's going. It was like some. I assume it was some idiot on Twitter who was just like doing this for the crack because it got loads of likes and loads of retweets and stuff. It's basically like, well, whoever was on the Titanic surely knows that Jack died. I was like, oh no. It's like,
Oh dear.
I was like, everyone was like, whoever was on the Titanic, don't watch the Titanic because it's a big spoiler. You know, don't tell anyone about the Titanic. I was like, what? I was like, what are you on about? Do you get like nothing happened? Like it wasn't.
Dear.
Some of the comments, all was like it wasn't real and all. I was like, oh no, it was real. It just didn't happen the way the film had said it happened, and you know who died and what. Oh my word! I read the tweet and I was like, this can't be real. Surely it can't be real. There's like 100,000 likes and like 80,000 retweets, and I was like, this is not happening. Oh dear.
Some people are liking this.
Yeah, well, it's just Twitter people for you.
Yep.
You never see that stuff on Facebook.
I thought you said, "Did you ever?" I was like,
Oh no, you
No,
never.
I don't think so.
You never see that stuff on Facebook. It's always Twitter.
I suppose that answers the question too.
Yeah.
So next one's a Game of Thrones spoiler.
Well, I'm good for this one because I don't care.
So the whole first season, up to episode 9, is focused around Ned Stark, as everyone knows. It's Sean Bean's character.
Sean Ben.
Anyone that's seen that series, you'll know what we're talking about. Basically, he's the central character of the whole first series.
Is this spoiler that he dies?
Yes.
Why?
Because
Why is anyone surprised?
if
It's
anyone
Sean
hadn't
Bean.
read the books, this is very like Harry Potter. If you hadn't read the books,
Uh-huh.
it was not in any way shown that he was
Like for Sable?
No.
Yeah.
like.
But
he was told if he admitted what he did,
Uh-huh.
he would get away scot free. He could take his dollars and go. He admitted what he did, and he just went, "Nah, kill him anyway." And like you were just like, "What?"
See, I think any role that Sean Bean gets into, he's gonna die in it.
Yeah, well, sort of what his role is.
In every film, every
Yeah.
show, it's just him dying. Yeah, which is really unfortunate because he's really really good at dying. But I'd like to see him live on for at least another couple more seasons in some things, or an entire way through a film would be great. But
What you'll find if you ever anybody, I suppose, or yourself, you ever watch Game of Thrones, it's never the finale. That's the big episode. It's always 9.
Yeah.
So like, or penultimate. It's not always 9. The penultimate episode's always like the you know, that's the one where everything big happens. So again, that was episode 9. Then episode 10 was basically the cleanup. You know, of
okay,
you know, it
yeah,
tidies up and then gets ready for the next series.
tidies up.
So Sixth Sense, you can probably guess what this spoiler was.
What, that your mom was a ghost?
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Which was genius, like, because the bit where he
Again, another thing you could predict though.
yeah, because he's like, I see dead people, but then it's the way it's done. Like, you never really see
Any interactions with
any other characters,
Yeah.
but you would, because of the way it's done. You're like, he's just like, all right,
Yeah.
like, oh, why are you being so like cheeky, basically? I don't know if this one's really a spoiler at all, but I'll say it anyway. Neo is the one. So anyone that's watched The Matrix, he is the one.
How is that a spoiler? He's the main character in all three. Like, what is, like, who's going to... Okay.
I mean, at the end of The Matrix, whenever he's doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
if you don't think he's the one, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not
I
really
don't
much
really
of a
know what to
spoiler.
tell you there, like.
Yeah. Although, back to the last one, Haley Joel Osment. Bit of a mess now, isn't
Yes,
he? Yeah.
in The Boys. He just looks very different. He's not even old.
Do you know what the thing is? Like, he reminds me of... he just hasn't got to adulthood yet, but he's stuck in adulthood.
He does look like that. He looks
Do you
like
know what
a
I mean?
giant kid with a fake beard.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
looks like so random. Looks so random. But I think he was good in it. He was
I thought he was good.
Yeah.
Like, you'd believe he was a wee bit
Desperate.
of like a desperate sort of person.
Yeah, well, he was a druggie, wasn't he, and stuff, so it's
Yeah.
just, but yeah, he didn't. Some people don't age well at all, including myself, like, but well, so he sort of like de-aged.
Yeah, well, it's weird. As you say, it actually sort of looks like they've just sort of like
Stuck a beard on.
stretched like a child and just slightly aged him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I thought he was quite good.
Yeah.
And he seems to be making a bit of a comeback. He's in a few things, isn't he?
Yeah.
Certainly.
Thankfully, I'm glad that he is.
Cool
yeah.
to see him in The Boys.
Yeah.
Again, you will have definitely seen this one, and this was spoiled for me before I even watched it, which is why I've never really watched it.
A lot of stuff you've been spoiled for.
But it's because I just wasn't watching it. Like, it's just one of those ones that you find out. So the alternate Lost reality was Purgatory
For where?
on the show Lost.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? Yeah.
So,
yeah.
basically, all the flashbacks were actually scenes from a purgatory-like world. Castaways were stuck in together. I mean, I've watched one episode of Lost, but because I know it's not real, it's hard for me to get into.
That was the problem. Yeah, there was a show. I can't remember what it's called, but it could be like Flight Pass or whatever. I can't remember what it's called, but it was basically the story about a flight that goes over some weird
Like
lightning
Triangle
storm
or something.
No, it's just like a lightning storm, and like a lightning bolt hits the plane.
Oh, is that where half people disappear and they come back like 20 years later or something?
Yeah,
Or it's not 20 years. But
it's
you know
like
what I
10
mean?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 5 years later or something, and it's bloody horrible because.
Did you watch that in the end?
Yeah.
I meant to watch it, but I forgot.
Yeah, well,
we definitely spoke about
we
it.
started watching it a while ago, Lauren and I, but I don't know if we finished it or not because I can't remember because there's so many things like going on at the time. There's so many films and so many shows and all, so we were watching like loads of different things at the different times.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was good. It was enjoyable, but it's bloody sad.
No, I can't imagine.
Yeah, very very sad. I'm not saying because I don't want anything to spoil.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very. You ever seen Citizen Kane? I've never seen it.
No, I don't think so. Was that the one that was in? It was all like, what do you call it? It was all no, it wasn't that film, was it? It was all like the same color.
I don't think so.
No.
I think you're thinking of My Name Is Cam. Is that not the one where the guy is like it's all yellow? Well, not the whole film, but yellow.
Well, this was like a
thing.
sepia type of.
Oh, well, then I don't know. I've never seen Citizen Kane. I don't know. What Rosebud was Kane's sled is the spoiler. So, it's the name of Kane's sled from his childhood, the only time of his life when he was actually happy.
Oh,
That's Citizen Kane in a nutshell.
that's sad.
So I suppose we sort of have seen it now.
Yeah. Could you imagine watching that film and being like, I could just read that?
Yeah, there's no. It's quite a long film, I think.
Is it?
I think so. I mean, I just want to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those. It's like
I'm sure I can check it if you want to continue on with it.
the next one is 1941. It is no, it's only 2 hours long. Okay, I was wrong. But it has an 8.3. Orson Welles is in it.
Yeah.
So there you go. So you've never watched The Walking Dead, have you?
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
What, the TV series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, then you'll.
I just stopped after like season 5 or something. Or whatever.
Yeah, probably the same time as me, roughly around Negan time.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah.
Then you'll get this. So, first series, second series, Sophia was in the barn the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously she danders out, and then Rick just shoots her in the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, like nobody really seen that coming because they were all like looking for her the whole time. Unless again you read the books. So.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't really. If anyone spoiled that for me, I'd have been like, it's alright.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care for Sophia. Like,
yeah.
no, it's not meant.
Don't care for your character.
Yeah, but like, it's one of those, I don't really care if she was
I wasn't really
yeah.
invested in it, you see, at the point, so...
No, exactly. No, I mean, it took maybe after that point in season 2 where everything sort of started to go a bit mad. The prison was where I just thought it got unbelievable.
Yeah,
like,
I would agree. That's
really,
where I started getting into. I was like, I have to watch it on day one.
Yeah, literally, like, I used to like watch them day one, like straight away.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes. So the strange planet they're on is actually Earth.
Yeah.
So it's a 1968 version, obviously. Yeah, so apparently that would have been a spoiler in 1968, but let's be honest, they didn't really have any other way to get news around other than going to see it yourself.
Yeah, true. How would that? Well, unless word of mouth, that would be a pain in the ass, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, it would be pretty bad. But again,
you seen the recent? Nope, I haven't
it's
seen it.
Earth,
What?
But
what planet is it though? Oh, it's Earth though. So it's Earth of the Apes? No, it's still a planet.
Have you seen Seven? Maybe 7.
Yes.
So obviously Brad Pitt. Is that the one Morgan Freeman?
Yeah. Yes, that's the one.
So it's his wife's head in the box the whole time.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Usual Suspects, so this one doesn't make sense to me. Widely considered one of the best plot twists of all time, The Usual Suspects shocked audiences in 1995 when Verbal was revealed to be the real Soze character or something.
Huh.
Kevin Spacey is Kaiser Soze. I don't really understand that one, so nothing I can really do with that.
Yeah.
Luke had a father. We all know that.
We actually discussed the lines, the famous lines, sure, not too long ago as well. So
yeah, went through that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's a pretty big one for anyone that.
Oh yes, definitely. Could you imagine anybody coming out of the movie
coming out of the cinema just screaming it?
Did you know? What?
Again, I have not seen this one either, but the Newhart series, Bob Newhart is a genius. In the most memorable series finale of all time, apparently, the entire Newhart, I don't know how to say his surname, series was just a dream in Dr. Bob Hartley's mind from the Bob Newhart show.
So it's like a Truman Show, but in a dream?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's...
Because technically...
It's similar.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Truman Show, like, it's people watching him, whereas it's just him having
You still haven't watched it yet?
No, I haven't. As soon as it's on Netflix, I'll watch it.
It's on Netflix?
Are you sure?
No, it's not on Netflix.
I think it was Cable Guy or something.
Oh yeah, there's loads of things on Netflix that Jim Carrey's in, but I don't think that's one of them, unfortunately.
But yeah, some mega spoilers in there, some that little odds to me, but everyone hates a spoiler. I don't. Well, in fact, I was one of those, what do you call the Radio 1 thing Greg James does? Unpopular opinion.
Come
give us your unpopular
opinion.
That one. Yeah. Something up till now that you were scared to say. That one. And then one of the people rang in when it was Sophie Turner and said they love spoilers, they love reading ahead, and they would watch Game of Thrones with their partner knowing what was going to happen before they'd watched it.
What?
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
I know.
See, if anyone, to be fair though, Lauren has accidentally read a spoiler because it's just stupid. She googled a fella that was in a TV series and it shows that he was going to die at the end of the TV series. Oops. And I was like, well, you're stupid for reading it.
Oh dear.
And she's like, can I tell you? I was like, no.
No.
We're like 4 episodes out as well. I was like, sorry, but you have to watch them with me.
You're bad. Yeah, exactly. But one of those things I get very angry over spoilers. I think it's pure ignorance, to be honest with you. It's quite rude and unnecessary if they're on purpose, Oh
yeah, well, I mean, if someone posts something literally like if they go and see the midnight showing of a film or whatever, and then they post it literally at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever time the film finishes, and then it's like, oh, blah, 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 someone died. And you're like,
See, I can't see Star Wars at midnight, unfortunately.
oh, you can't. Oh dear.
It's my work Christmas dinner.
Oh, you're joking.
So
Well, I think I'm seeing it midnight with Lauren. So
my original plan was to go to the thing that goes from 6 to 3, which was to watch 7, then 8, then 9, one after the other.
yeah.
But
Well then, sure.
Unfortunately not.
I'll write the whole plot up on Twitter the next day, sure, and loads of tweets.
you won't be the first.
Nah.
But,
I'll still have it all blocked, even though I've seen it.
I just don't go on social media.
There's no point.
So what I'll probably do is, I don't think I'm going to book the next day off work entirely, but I'll probably leave at like lunch and just go to the Odeon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it, then go home.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough.
Watch it again, then go home. But
It's gonna be unreal. I don't care what anyone says.
yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So, yeah, folks, that is what we're gonna call part 1, all about spoilers. And right below, if there's any you want to add in, maybe you can think of.
Well, Jesus, don't be saying that there, because what if there's something to write in we haven't even seen it?
Except for anything to do with Star Wars, anything to do with Marvel,
And the Mandalorian as well.
anyone's ever seen. That's what I mean. Anything to do with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Blanket. Anything we've expressed any interest in, we don't want to know. So anything that's already happened.
Yeah.
That's all.
Even
Okay.
if it is like 6 months ago,
Yeah.
because we're still catching up on some shows right now. So
Give it a year's breadth.
yeah,
I'd say.
yeah, I would say
In
that's
fact, 2010 and before,
yeah,
have at it.
I would agree,
And anything Game of Thrones I already know anyway. So
and I don't care. So
exactly. So you can put that up. But yeah, folks, we will call that a part, and we'll catch you again in part 2. Welcome back to part 2. So what's trending this week, folks? We are gonna look at The Boys 2. Obviously, off the back of us just finishing the series finally.
took us while.
They've literally just finished and they've wrapped series 2, which is class. Because obviously we're really looking forward to that. Be a pretty good watch.
2024, unreal. Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, you would assume it's going to be coming out maybe summer/late 2020.
Yeah.
Would be a reasonable guess, and
Well, it's
we will
wrapping
pick
on
this
now.
up straight away this time too. We're not leaving this one for like a year.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah, we're going to be right on top of this one, so we'll have to try and plan it around that we're not actually watching something in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Otherwise,
you would
you'd have
assume
to
8
do it.
episodes again, maybe.
8 or 10. Yeah.
Totally on board. They basically dropped a little snippet. Would you say? I wouldn't say it's a trailer as such.
Well, it's long. It's long enough. Like. Oh, was that like that bad moment?
Trying to keep it together.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
It's a good thing we're not videoing any of this. Like, it's long enough to be a trailer, I suppose. Like, but it's I suppose it was
Yeah,
a snippet. Like,
it was definitely like basically if anyone hasn't seen the clip. Hello. No, if anyone that hasn't seen the clip, you should go watch it. It's basically Homelander as a kid. It shows him in the school being basically observed by the scientist guy, the doctor.
Bill Nye.
And he's in. It's just what do you call him? It does Star Talk Radio. Neil deGrasse
That's the
Tyson.
one.
Homelander.
Yeah.
But he basically he's in like a school thing being shown like just pictures of like patriotism, blah blah blah, family, mom, dad, and he has to like religion, God, he basically has to say what he relates the images to.
Yeah.
And then next thing he's like, do I have a mom and dad? And she's like, of course. It's like, is Dr. such and such my dad? Yeah. Are you my mom? Sure. And then he like tries to give her a hug and basically crushes her to death. And then pretends to be like all scared in bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Then it sort of shows you a little like brief moment of him basically being like, did that on purpose.
Very conniving, yeah. He's a very sneaky boy.
So you can sort of see right from the off, he does have a bit of bad in him,
Well, he's straight off the super villain, yeah.
It's like that saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what's going to happen to old Homelander. What was his name? John?
Yeah, John was his name, but I don't know. This next season's going to be just a big old can of worms. It's
Yeah.
going to be splotted open.
Yeah, very, very good. You know, it's one of those series that I genuinely want the next one like now.
Yeah,
you know, and not very many get me like that.
I'm the same.
So,
well, although we have took our time to watch it, like, but
yeah, but I mean, if I'll be honest, if we weren't doing an episode a week,
oh, we'd be done in like 2 days.
Yeah, I probably would have finished it pretty quick.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Atypical is a good example of that.
Yes,
I finished that in 2 days with Rachel, and that's not like her at all.
as did I.
So,
We were just like, our minds are blown with that series. It's just, your man's great, like.
Oh, he's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what I would say, anyone that hasn't seen Atypical, that definitely is a watch from me. I would say watch that.
Yeah,
very, very good.
Yeah.
Nice wee show, feel good show, but also, you know, you're like, oh.
Well, it has, it's got your like scandalous moments as well in it, which is, I mean, I don't really want to go into it, but
no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. Spoiler free episode. Just the what do you call the daughter?
Casey.
Yeah, and you know what I'm talking about. She's just hypocritical.
Yeah, and that's all we'll say there, because you need to watch season 1 for that to even make sense. So, but yeah, I mean, I do know exactly what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously dealt with slightly differently.
Yep.
But
well, of course it has to be.
Yeah. So
that's where the whole scandalous things come into it.
But yeah, I mean, good wee show. But in terms of the boys too, it's gonna be. I would say it's gonna be bigger. There's gonna be no build up episodes. Hopefully, in the same way there was.
Maybe one or two in between. I think.
Yeah, maybe might fill the gaps if there's a time
lapse.
lapse.
Bigger budget, I'd say, as well, if it's been recommissioned now. So.
I think so. And it's one of those ones that's quite unpredictable, because at times both of us sort of thought Homelander would die.
I wasn't. We did say about. We've already said about Stillwell anyway. So
yeah, we thought she was gonna die.
Technically, it's fine, but we thought she was gonna die, but I thought there was gonna be a lot more death in it than there was.
Yeah, but I mean, whenever people were saying to me like, "Oh, it's so gory and stuff,"
no.
Walking Dead's far worse.
Yeah, well, it's because you're looking at zombies and stuff like that. Yeah,
you know, I wasn't shocked at all by the boys.
No, not at all.
Maybe fair enough. Whenever he like pure melted her head, I was like, "Oh, I didn't think he was gonna kill her like that."
Yeah, I thought he was gonna like smash her face in or something.
I thought he was just gonna clap and like break her head. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine the catch? I'm gonna give you the clap. And just slap her in the head.
But like, Game of Thrones has considerably worse deaths all the way through, like, than the boys had. Like, even an episode like in season 1, like, there's far worse deaths.
I didn't really think it was that much. I mean, usually whenever I see something, I'm like, oh god, that's disgusting. But like, gagging gets me more.
What do you mean?
Whenever someone gags on TV.
Oh really?
Yeah, like
you have like the mirror neuron thing where like you'll like, for example, if you watch I'm a Celebrity, you sit there and go like, oh no, you know, whenever stuff's happening.
It has to be like a proper like saliva gag. Like it has to be as if someone's really found something that
like if they eat an eyeball and they're like, does that get you like feeling a bit sick?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
if their eyes and all go and they start tearing up, that's whenever it gets me. Because I'm like, because Lauren does it for badness sometimes.
Oh really?
Yeah, she does the thing, and then I'm like, don't do that, and then she continues to do it, and I'm like, don't wait, because I will be sick, and I have been sick.
See, I'm not. Oh dear, I'm not good, but like, I have serious mirror neuron. Like, I'll like watch something and be like, oh, you know, like, because I know it's real.
Yeah.
You know, like the bit where like Ian Wright has all the scorpions on his face, for example. Mm-hmm. I was literally like, oh no, yeah. Like, or Jackie, whenever she had the spiders literally on her like head and stuff, I was like, no thanks. Like,
see, that sort of stuff that's fine, but it's literally only whenever like, everything else is fine. Gore is completely fine. Like you can watch all the Hostel, you can watch all that stuff. It's completely fine.
Saw whatever.
But whenever it comes to realism and someone's doing that,
it's when it's real.
See, whenever I remember years ago, I came out of Lavery's and someone was being sick around the corner. Didn't know that. And I walked around and I was just not well.
Oh really?
Well. Yeah. But I wasn't drunk. Like I only had 2 pints. We were going to a different pub.
I'm not. I'm fine with like sick blood, all that.
I'm fine with sick.
Not good
it's
with
watching
like
them.
poops. Not good.
No.
Oh
dear God, help you like have kids and have.
Yeah, I mean, if I were a child, that I'm not gonna lie, that is a legitimate concern. Like I might throw up on the kids.
What you need to do is put the little helmet on. So you can't
throw up on myself.
You can't. Oh, is it the smell?
No, it's the smell, does me. Yeah.
Then just put a helmet on with like a nice little fragrance thing in it.
It's bad. Like
just blows coconut around your head.
like that's one I'm not good with that. Even dog crap, not good.
Really?
Really not good.
Dear.
It's, you know what it is? It's more smells get me. So like, food waste bins.
Oh yeah, that's a big one for me as well. Oh dear.
Rachel thinks it's so funny. She's like, would you open the food waste bin? I'd be like, you know, like,
oh my god,
it's shocking. Or like, if I've got me. I might legitimately gag here. Jesus,
don't actually say well.
That's so bad. So like,
do you know what happens? Whenever you're like,
let's just not talk about those. I'm not joking. This is almost get me. Like,
do you know whenever you're sick and stuff, and that you can feel the saliva in your mouth? That's what I get like whenever I see someone gag. I start to get loads of saliva, and I start to do the same thing.
You mean like the watery saliva?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Are you done?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't do that. I can't.
No, fine. I just honestly, it's things like that. There was also one time.
no, don't say it.
Wait, no, I can't even remember what it was, which is why I'll be fine. But was it something she was eating or something? I can't remember. And again, I was just like, that and stinks. And like instantly I was like, straight away. But like, as I say, it's, I couldn't tell you what it is, so it's not actually going to affect me. But a food waste bin instantly has my eyes watering here. I'm not even joking you.
Yeah,
like,
that would, if you continue
just
with
the
that,
thought of it.
I would legitimately be in the bathroom for a while.
just bring in the mic and continue.
Yeah.
Welcome to part 3. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know how the hell we ended up there.
Just the gore.
Gore. Thank you. Yeah. So moving on to another sequel that is apparently in the works
for some unknown reason.
Yeah, it's been spoken about. I mean, all the words from the sort of studios were that the Joker was supposed to be a standalone movie. It was going to start off his whole studio with, you know, standalones coming out with a bit of a background, maybe completely different in the DCU. And now they're talking about doing a Joker 2.
Yep.
I mean, obviously it hit $1 billion, big money. But for me, does that sort of take away from what the Joker was supposed to be about?
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Because for me, the way I looked into it was there was a big message in that, and how they're supposed to get another big message in that's going to be as impactful in a second Joker movie whenever he's essentially now the Joker. Yeah. I don't know.
It could be a prequel to him being a, you know, I don't know, his childhood basically, you know, instead of just his.
Well, he basically is tied to the radiator, you know, like.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be like
it's actually just that, and then Saw.
How the Joker became the Joker, I suppose, and that's. But we've already seen that, you know.
See, I don't know. Like, I thought the Joker was a good film. Didn't think it was Oscar worthy. I can never say his first name. Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Yeah, like he was quality. Like even the wee like sort of small changes he made, his walk, his
mannerisms. Yeah,
brilliant.
Very, very good.
Very, very, very good.
I wouldn't think that constitutes another film, though. I don't think there's any point in having another film.
See, I just don't know how far they can really
take it.
Like, what more can they build on? Like, are they just gonna come out now and it be like a crazy Joker, or you know, that's what's confusing me. Like, where do they go from here? Like, Joker has started this revolution. Are they just gonna bring in Harley Quinn? Are they gonna bring in Batman? Is it just gonna be him being mad? Is it gonna be him, you know, in Arkham trying to get out? You know, what is it? Like, what is the...
Well, the thing is now, though, like, they've obviously got something there that they think is deemable, you know, as an actual film, and they can do something with it. But I just think, at the minute, like you said, it's reached a bill. So, I mean, they're obviously just trying to capitalize on that and be like, well, here, if this is done, then, you know, we can capitalize on it and get another billion. We're not getting another billion. There's no way. No. I don't think so. Unless it literally is like an unreal film. But the thing is, though, like, this film was coming out for ages. Mm-hmm. Everyone was looking forward to it, and then whenever it came out, obviously it's going to reach $1 billion because so many people are after it. Now for a sequel, I don't think there's many people out there that watch the film really do want a sequel from this. I don't think I'm not one of them.
I mean, the thing is, I will probably go and see it if it looks good.
Yep.
In the trailer, but like, obviously now, this hasn't been confirmed. But is it Todd Phillips?
I think it's
the director.
Phillips, yeah.
Todd Phillips was in talks. He's essentially agreed. Yeah, I think we could do another. Apparently, he has an idea. He's put it forward, but he was called in. It wasn't the other way round.
Yeah.
He didn't go to them. So, you know, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that one.
I just hope it isn't all for money, and then they're just releasing this film because of money. Because if it is, then they're just going to do it a horrible disservice.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't know, I don't really know. As I say, I don't really know how to feel about it because, you know, some people thought the Joker was like the best film of all time. I don't agree.
No, neither do I. I just think
So-
it has, like you said before, it has reasons and it has these impactful moments in it where loads of people can relate to it. And if you bring out the second one, which is him,
And he has said he's up for it. Phoenix has said he's up for
well,
it.
that's fine. Like, I just don't. You must. I don't know if he's seen a script or if he's seen the idea or whatever he's seen. I have no idea, but
I think it's a character.
it's just the
Interesting.
characters, won't they? Well, I don't know. I just don't think there's gonna be that much in the second film that we haven't already seen in the first film.
As I say, I just if the first film, and I think it was supposed to be a statement movie.
Which it was
I just don't understand where they go.
from here.
But then again, that's why I'm not a director or a millionaire. So
True. Yeah.
But then I've never had that much passion for that movie anyway. So
Yeah. Again,
like if you were told me to write a Star Wars movie, I probably could.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be that good, but I could do it.
no, I don't think I would. Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, even in anyone's opinion though, where would anyone go after that? After he has become the Joker now, that where would you go?
It can only go one way, and for me, it is his. I don't know how you would describe it. Is like campaign of terror. I don't know, like, you know, like
then
they have to bring in an adversary.
Yeah, which means potentially Well, you would have to bring in a Batman.
But that was not the point.
Yeah.
The point of this film is, for me, that it was not a comic book movie. You
Yeah.
know, Batman was like 6 in this film. Well, it wasn't 6, probably like 10. But you know,
he was young enough. He's not going to be. I mean, by the time he's 20, the Joker would be what, 60.
yeah, around about.
But then again, the Joker doesn't really fight that often.
No, but
He's just more of a
he's
mastermind.
also not ancient.
It's true. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. But well, maybe it'll be like him. I can't even think what he could do.
The only thing I can think of will be him.
Maybe him trying to call out more injustice or something. I don't know.
Potentially, or just literally it is going to be a prequel. But obviously, if Joaquin's playing the character, then it's not going to be a prequel, is it?
Joker 2 and the entire thing's based in Arkham.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Maybe it's him twisting Harley Quinn.
It could be him befriending loads of people.
That is possible because Harley Quinzel
Yeah,
was
she was a doctor.
the doctor,
Yeah.
the nurse
Yeah.
in Arkham.
Yeah.
So it could be potentially the way that he twists her into doing the bidding, and then she turns into a bit of a psycho, and by the end of the film he breaks out and there's a bit of a very fun film though.
No, I wouldn't watch it. If it's just him in the asylum trying to get her to be bad, then no. 2 hours of that, I'm alright.
Don't know.
No, thank you.
Well, if they do it, they have a lot to live up to. So, in terms of general fanfare.
Well, sequels usually do worse than the actual films themselves. So, again, I just hope it isn't for money and it is for the fans. And I'm not saying that I am a fan. I'm just saying that I do like that film.
Yeah.
I do like DC, but
Yeah.
we'll just have to see what happens, I suppose.
No, exactly. Obviously, 2 sequels we have quite different views on there, which is funny. You know, we really want the Boys 2 ASAP and Joker 2 take it or leave it.
I'd rather leave
No
it.
strong feelings, you know, particularly for it to come out. So,
I'm happy with the first one.
let's see.
What you
I
looking
just
at?
want to see if there's any more just before we sign off because
I don't think I've seen small things on Twitter, but again, I read it. It was just that there's no actual confirmation of it being a done deal. It's only been that there's been an idea put forward and that it's got potential apparently. So, but again, if it has got potential and someone's seeing something in it, you find something.
yeah, basically, apparently during filming, Phoenix actually made a poster for Joker 2.
Oh.
He was up for doing it. He did pitch the idea of starting the DC Black label. That was Phillips.
Right.
Whenever he pitched the Joker, but they said no. He said he didn't barge in for any meeting. There wasn't any talk about contracts, anything like that. There's not a contract to write a sequel. He doesn't really know yet. So that obviously came out. So you never know.
Well, if I don't know if they had the right idea, maybe, but there's no. Again, we've all said that there's no real reason for there to be a sequel for it. It was already a very impactful film. It did what it was set out there to do, and I think if you try and bring a sequel out there that tries to actionize this film, then
that's what it takes away from the first one.
Exactly, which is probably the biggest hit. But again, it is probably for money, and that's just it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing really.
Well, look, it is what it is. People obviously want more of that sort of thing, and if it comes out, we'll see. Personally, it sounds like it's sort of up in the air, and I sort of hope that it's sort of left.
I would agree. I don't want to watch it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if it is good, then I'll probably see it.
But yeah, we will call that part 2, folks, and we'll see you again in a slightly shorter part 3. Welcome back to part 3. So, usually obviously we review something in here. We didn't put out a poll this time for what we should have watched. So instead we have just decided we're going to watch that series, The End of the Fucking World.
Rude!
So we both watched series 1?
Yep.
Okay, so we've both seen series 1. Anybody that hasn't seen it, basically it ends with James, I think his name is, going to jail after they're caught finally for killing the pedo man.
Yeah. The pedo man.
He basically knocks Alyssa over and goes, like, brings a gun, doesn't he, and like runs away, and then you hear a shot and then it ends.
Yeah.
So obviously something's going on because he must still be alive.
There's a second season for a reason.
Yep. So we're gonna start that next week. They're only about 25 minutes at most, maybe half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we are gonna watch 2 every week, and it should get us just in before Christmas, I think.
Yep.
So obviously that'll be about 4 weeks. So anybody wanting to watch along, 2 episodes a week, starting this Friday coming, which is the 29th of November.
Yes.
So yeah, you can start along. Feel free to join us. Unfortunately, as I say, there's nothing really to review this week, so this is going to be a short part 3.
Whoop whoop chicken soup.
So I have I haven't been doing like a real like sort of finishery thing lately. So I decided to just pick a couple of quotes.
Finish him.
So this one's from C.S. Lewis, which is just, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending.
Ooh, that's powerful, Anna.
Mm-hmm. It's quite nice.
Change the future.
And then this one, you can sort of read into this what you will, but this is going to be the last one I read.
Whatever.
This is a guy, I think this must have been a
good grief,
like a philosopher, like Philippus, I don't know how to say that.
Philippus.
So my best dreams and worst nightmares have the same people in them.
Dear.
It's quite interesting. So, you know.
Well, yeah, a lot of people were like,
So, yeah.
What does that mean?
That's a good wee sort of thinker one there to finish us off.
Yeah. People will be reading into that.
Interesting. So,
you know, like, what do you mean by that? By the way, why'd you pick that? Why'd you pick that for?
Just one that's sort of nice, and you can start any time you want. It's fine. And then the other one sort of being something I suppose everyone has to learn at some stage or another.
Yeah, some people might not even be there yet. So
exactly. But even if they are, as we both learned at certain stages, sometimes some people don't need to be there.
Yeah.
And other times, obviously, you might need them. So who knows?
True.
But yeah, folks, we will call that an episode, and we will catch you again next week.
Cheerio.